Hello there! So we're going to be putting together a small video about ActiveCampaign today. ActiveCampaign is a really great platform. We use it for our business all the time. It's probably one of the best solutions that you can have as a CRM system as well as a marketing tool that you can use for your business. I love ActiveCampaign. I would highly recommend it to everybody. So if you do register ActiveCampaign for your business, make sure you go to the ActiveCampaign ideas and feedback, and there's this section here, allow for multiple email addresses to be associated with an account. Make sure you come here and you vote for this feature, because out of all of the great things that ActiveCampaign does and has, it does have its problems. And one of the problems that it has is that you cannot have multiple emails for an account. So basically, an email is the ID field. It's the unique identifier field for each contact that there is on ActiveCampaign. And if you have an organization or a person that has multiple email addresses, then you've got a problem, because a deal, which is basically you decide to sell something, you've got a lead, you've got a deal, right? So you assign that deal to a contact. And if that person has multiple email addresses, you would assign that deal to just one email address, and the other one, another email address. You would actually have to have a duplicate contact, and then all of your deals get messed up inside ActiveCampaign because you don't really know which one of those you need to pick. And yeah, it becomes a mess. So you might think, well, why would you just leave it as just a single contact field, right? Why don't you just make sure that you use the main email address, and the problem is solved. The problem with that is that emails change from time to time, and if a contact's email has changed and in about a month or so they have a new email address, it becomes and you update your ActiveCampaign with the correct credentials, then you've got a problem, because you cannot find the history of the orders from the previous email. So let's say you pull up information from the previous projects that you've done, and you had the old email account on file. You try to search by an old email account, it's not there anymore. You will only be able to find it by the new email account. Also, we have business emails and personal email accounts that people use, and they use them sometimes interchangeably. And if you're using something like Stripe or PayPal, you know that email address is really important. So if you cannot find which email addresses they used before they changed an email address, then it's very difficult to find what invoices have been sent, and pretty much to track the process of the order and what kind of financial transactions have been happening. So that's the big problem there. It creates havoc, it creates disorganization within ActiveCampaign as a CRM system. It would be a really great option for you to be able to add multiple email addresses to each contact. Then you would be able to search by any email address, and you would be able to find that contact by an old email address or the new email address, by their personal email address or the business email address. We do have clients that have up to 4 or 5 email addresses, and they do use them interchangeably. So they do send different information and through different email addresses. So to consolidate all of that, it's impossible. Really is impossible within ActiveCampaign. So for ActiveCampaign to make this change, they would need to take an email address, remove that as a key identifier ID. They need to remove it as an ID and create a unique ID number for each client that you register, and have invisible ID for each client as their primary ID, as unique ID, and make sure that the email address is just as a simple database record, which can be added. 1 or 2 or 3 email addresses can be posted there. Then everything would work a lot nicer. Again, it's a fairly big change. It sounds like a small change, but it's actually a fairly large change for them. But it has been for years since people have requested this change to happen. So I think it's a bit overdue for a change. So I think it's time to implement this. It's an important change, and they keep growing ActiveCampaign. They keep introducing additional features and functionality. They're introducing some sort of self-learning algorithms, complex stuff. And as many of people here, they say that they're basically missing that basic fundamental of being able to add multiple email addresses for a person. Another thing that I don't really like about ActiveCampaign is that you have customized fields, custom fields, and you can create any custom field you'd ever want to. The problem with them is that to search for those search information within those custom fields, you actually have to do an advanced search. You would click advanced search, you select the field, custom field in which you think the information would be located in, and then you would search for specific information within the specific custom field that you've created across your contract, across your contacts that you have within ActiveCampaign. If you're looking for something specific, yeah, it's possible. But if you're looking for a specific keyword, which you don't really know in which specific custom field that could be located, you're in a bit of a trouble. You'll spend a lot of time trying to find in which specific custom field you might have that information. So that's another drawback. It would be really nice to have a more universal search. So you would put in a keyword or an email or well, with phone number it works fine, but maybe there's a specific trigger keyword that you're using to find the person, or there's a snippet from an email. Then you would be able to search through all of the custom fields for that information. So that would be really nice. Again, those are, I think, 2 main features that are missing within ActiveCampaign. Other than that, it's a really great platform. So ActiveCampaign, if you're watching this video, please implement at least the multiple email thing for each account. I think that's a very important feature that's really needed. We've got around 700 people that voted for this idea, and yeah, I think it would be really nice to have that. All right, thanks.